And we are back, and let's get a little bit deeper into the weeds here as we get closer to the Vanderbilt Texas game. What exactly is the status of Arch Manning? Hopefully he can play. He's certainly played better lately, and let's find out more about that from Brooks Austin, the film guy on Finebaum. Brooks, great to see you, so take it from the top. What's going on?
Yeah, no doubt about it. Got a lot of questions after this comeback from Texas. Outscored Mississippi State 24-0 in the final 9.5 minutes plus overtime in that football game. And a lot of people like wondering, hey, what happened? How did they suddenly find this surge offensively? The tape tells me the young quarterback just started to blossom when everything else around him continued to crumble. Paul, this guy picked up his sword and went to war, and I'm excited to show you this today because toughness was all over the tape. And everything that is with regards to the ceiling of this prospect and the ultimate talents that he has were on display in this comeback against Mississippi State. And I'm excited to do this with you guys today. Let's get after it. All right, Paul, I think the most important thing for this Texas offense and something that they did a great job of against Oklahoma and something they did a great job of down the stretch in this football game in midst of their comeback was getting into what I'm calling from now on attackable counts. If you ever watch baseball, you'll hear baseball announcers or coaches talk about getting into fastball counts, right? Getting into counts where we know we're going to get something that we can really attack. Right here in this situation for a football team, 3rd and 6 is one of those attackable counts as a coordinator. If we're in 3rd and 10 and 3rd and 12, we have to drive the ball down the field. And right now at Texas, we can't do that because we can't protect, right? So this right here is what they earned late in the second half of this football game, a 3rd and 6. And you'll see what I'm talking about with regards to how it changes our concepts and how it really changes what we can ultimately execute as an offense. All right, we got pressure. We're going to get pressure. Everything about this offense has been receiving pressure. But ultimately on 3rd and 6, we can develop a concept that's going to win for a good 5 or 6 yard hookup right here to DeAndre Moore. And that's exactly what happens. We take the point wide receiver, we drive him north into this 2-man zone. And not only do we get it rubbed, but we get a miscommunication right from Mississippi State. They take 2 for 1, and now DeAndre Moore is ultimately going to hook up. But this type of stuff, Paul, where we have defenders hitting us at the catch point at 6 yards, that type of stuff is not attackable on 3rd and 10. On 3rd and 6 it is. So it's important that we remain efficient and we remain positive on 1st and 2nd down so we ultimately can get these types of hookups for the quarterback. And they've been struggling on 1st and 2nd down because they've been struggling to run the football, but they've also struggled in the screen game as well. And some of that's to do with the quarterback. This is the type of miss that we can't have as a young quarterback, right? We got an RPO down here to the bottom, and we got an opportunity for our wide receiver on a short yardage situation to run after the catch. And, man, do we have a bad miss. We pull the string on this one, and we miss it by a good 2 or 3 yards and make our wide receiver dive, and ultimately now we're back inefficient. But here's the deal. This is the last one of the football game. This happens late in the 3rd quarter into the rest of the game. He is absolutely dialed like this very next snap I'm going to show you. This is the type of stuff that I bought because it was on the tape last year for this kid in this relatively few starts that he played. We got what we call cheat motion on the channel into a comeback down here on the bottom of the screen. And I'm going to pause it when Arch decides to ultimately let this ball rip. Okay, and you can see just how early it is. We're not even close to our break point right here as a wide receiver, and we get out of that and put that right on his face. And this is why it's really important that he's not only playing on time, but he's playing ahead of time. Because it's been dirty all day. It's been dirty all season. It will remain dirty inside that pocket for Texas. You have to learn how to live with it, and he's doing exactly that in the midst of a comeback right here on the road in the SEC. And even the big-time plays are just necessarily him buying time. All right, if you're a Texas fan thinking this guy ain't your guy, you got the wrong football film that you're watching because this kid is competing, and the reason that I think you ultimately won this football game. We got a 3-man concept right here as an offense. Ryan Wingo running the post. We got a clear-out route from number 2, and DeAndre Moore is going out and up down the sideline. And once I show you at the top of his drop, you'll see, look, the pocket's already dirty. We got a hot player right here in a running back that we could hit. Arch decides to continue to buy time, get his eyes back downfield. And now we're going to chunk a 65-yard bomb to Ryan Wingo downfield and create a massive, monumental momentum chunk for our offense that, again, This isn't the concepts. Yeah, Ryan Wingo ran through a too high look, and Ryan Wingo got open, and Ryan Wingo. But this is the quarterback buying time, again, in a very, very dirty pocket. Now, Mississippi State, we got to contain this guy. All right, defense, we got to contain this guy. The next, Vandy, we got to contain this guy. We can't let him use his legs to extend plays as a quarterback, all right? But I do believe, Paul, you were right in buying the stock on this kid early this offseason. I don't know if you had to get as crazy a deal with some of the takes, but he is extremely physically gifted. I would argue he's the most physically gifted Manning that's ever rolled off the quarterback assembly line. And when you see stuff like this on the run, 6'3", 225 pounds, putting it in one spot for our offense on the run in the goal line. This is the only Manning they ever called this one for. Ball on the left hash, roll him right, throw a one-spot ball for our wide receiver down there in the red zone. That's as good as it gets in terms of arm talent on the run, accuracy, all that good stuff right there. And Lord knows he checked all of the toughness traits with regards to football this past weekend for me, Paul. This is 3rd and 3 right here, okay? 3rd and 3, and he is going to take an absolute liver shot from a defensive lineman right here from Mississippi State, and he's going to put one on the face of his roommate and give his boys a chance to compete on 3rd and 3. Look at that. We got one foot in the air. We're pirouetting, taking a shot off the rib cage, and we're going to put it on the face of, again, our roommate and give our give our team a chance to be in 4th and 1. All right, but again, this only happens because it's 3rd and 3. These guys have no chance to win on 3rd and 9. If we do, it's because the quarterback bought time for us. Look how dirty that pocket is. The other thing I love about this, as a young quarterback who's got all this scar tissue, we've been hit so many times this year. We're going to step up in that pocket. We're going to trust our teammates on 3rd and 3 to step up in that pocket. That's elite toughness, man. That's character. That's character to continue to fight in the middle of a pocket that's been dirty. And again, I thought this football game right here, this stretch of plays, really epitomized his season so far this year. We are absolutely warrior out here. We are in warrior mode as a quarterback, taking shots left and right. Some of them a little dirty, some of them a little late right here, like this one from number 6. Ultimately extends the drive because we get a late hit, roughing the passer ultimately. All right, and great. Here's what I also love. All right, DeAndre Moore's, the guy covering DeAndre Moore falls down, and you look at this on social media and you're like, oh man, why didn't you hit DeAndre Moore in the flat? Look, guys, he's already clicked off into the progression. All right, sometimes things don't work like that in the timing and in the sequencing of the offense. And I think even late, we do a great job of, again, giving our roommate an opportunity to go win while competing physically, okay, while competing physically. And he continued to do so all day long within the pocket. It's another example. Our right guard and our right tackle get beat on what we call a TE stunt, and we're going to get hit right in the face here on 3rd and 5. And we got to play hot out to Wisner down there in the flat, and he does a great job of making guys miss. Basically, what I just showed you right there, by the way, was how they managed to beat Oklahoma with any type of a semblance of a passing game. That's what it was. We got to have these hots in that check down area of the field, and I'll show you more on that here in just a second. But, Paul, we bought way more than the name, Paul. We bought the athlete. We bought the football player because this guy can throw it, man. He's got a one-of-one arm. Look at this throw on a smash concept is what we call this, Paul. We got the number 2 wide receiver, Ryan Wingo, running a corner route. He's going to work his way that way out of your screen. And look at this window that Arch Manning throws this football in. We have to have that one. That's a Sunday throw from him. He's immensely talented as a thrower of the football, and he's a great athlete, there's no doubt. But here's the things we have to clean up. And I'll be quick and wrap up right here for you, Paul. But we've got to clean this type of stuff up as an offense because I do think there's some scar tissue that's being created in this young quarterback. We haven't been able to keep him clean. We get down here in the red zone, and not only have we kind of rushed him off his spot, relatively clean pocket, we've got the tight end working wide open to the corner of the end zone, and he's going to run to grass. But we're already getting out of this pocket. Instead of finding ways to buy time to get to the winner, we've already had so much scar tissue. We've already been hit so much that we're flushing this pocket really, really early, and we're missing explosives. That's not on the quarterback. That's on everybody else creating that scar tissue for him throughout the year. And this is the other thing that I really think they've got to focus on, all right, as an offensive staff. On 3rd and 2, in years prior, All right, ball on plus territory in the 45. We call this dead man's territory in football world, right? This is the area of the field where on 3rd and 2, if we don't pick up a first down, we're probably going for it anyway because we're too long for a field goal and we're going to waste field position punting the football. Texas is going to hunt an explosive right now and ultimately take a sack because the average depth of target, Paul, is way too deep. Look how far these guys are downfield. We're already taking pressure because we've been taking pressure all year. We have to call something to occupy this area of the field on 3rd and 2, or we can almost assure we're going to take a sack. We have to, as a staff, do a much better job of doing that. And here's the play that he got hurt on, Paul, and it's why I wanted to show you as the last one, because we're asking this guy to be a warrior inside the pocket and really compete and be willing to take shots and put his body on the line from within inside the pocket. I can't be sitting there going, hey, we got to learn how to get down once we get out of the pocket. That's not how we can coach this kid. So, yeah, if we don't start protecting him and telling him that he doesn't have to live and die on his sword with inside the pocket, he's going to take hits like this as a runner because all he knows right now is compete. I got to go. It's on me. And he's doing a great job of at least finding ways to get them into winning situations.
Great stuff, Brooks. So we really appreciate the film guy laying it out for you today. We'll be right back. Much more to come after this.